Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Indigo Chinese. I'm Frank. In the previous sessions, we have learned the three components of Pinyin, which are 声母 initials, 韵母 finals, and 声调 tones. In this session, we will go over the important rules of Pinyin. Here we go. Rule 1. Exceptions of the vowel E. This vowel is pronounced E, such as B, P, Mi, D, T, Ni, Li, Ji, Qi, Xi. But there are 7 exceptions, which are Z, C, S. In this group, the written vowel E is actually pronounced like the hidden vowel in the sound of Z, and the tongue is touching right behind the low teeth. Z, C, S. The other 4 exceptions are zh, ch, sh, r. In this group, the written vowel E is pronounced like the hidden vowel in the sound of zh, and the tongue is a little curled up without touching the teeth. Zh, ch, sh, r. So please take note of these exceptions for the vowel E. Rule 2. Exceptions of the vowel U. This vowel is pronounced U, such as bu, pu, mu, fu, du, tu, nu, lu. But when this phonetic symbol is written after ji, qi, xi, yi, it actually represents yu, and they are pronounced ju, chu, xu, yu. In order to better remember this rule, there's a made-up story. Imagine 2 dots as 2 teardrops, and yu is always crying. But ji, qi, xi, yi, they always smile, because their pronunciations all contain a vowel E. And when you pronounce E, it's like a smiling face. That's why people say cheese while taking pictures. So crying yu meets all these smiling initials. The tears disappear. I hope this explanation is not too far-fetched. I repeat this rule. In this yellow group, the vowel is not U, it is yu without 2 dots. Rule 3. Special initials U and E. These 2 initials are special because they sound exactly the same as the final vowels U and E, but they are always placed at the beginning of a character's pronunciation, like the other initials, such as wu-a, wa, wu-o, wo, wu-en, wen, wu-ang, wang, i-a, ya, i-an, yen, i-ao, yao, i-ong, yong. Now the exceptions. When the initial U is written before the final U, as they have exactly the same sound, you don't need to pronounce it twice, but once. The same rule applies to the initial E and the final E, as well as to yin and ying. Finally, when the initial E is before yu, the 2 dots of yu will be taken, as we have explained just now in Rule 2. But we also need to remember that we don't pronounce this initial E. It's just pronounced as the final vowel yu. Same to yue, yun, and yuan. In summary, for these 8 pinyin marked in yellow, the initials U, E are silent. This is Rule 3. Rule 4. Does pinyin always need 3 components? In most cases, a character's pinyin contains all 3 components. An initial at the beginning, a final vowel or vowel group at the end, and a tone. But there are 2 exceptions. Exception 1. Pinyin without any initial. A few characters' pinyin begin directly with the final vowel. For example, I, the 4th tone. It means love. There is no initial consonant at all. Exception 2. Pinyin without any tone. For example, ma with the 1st tone is mom, and we also call mom in another way by repeating ma twice. Mama. just like mom and mommy are the same meaning. Have you noticed that the second ma isn't marked with any tone? In this case, it's called neutral tone or softer tone. So you should pronounce it softly and shortly. Let's try again this word. Mama. Mama. By the way, please don't be nervous about this softer tone. Even if you pronounce the first tone twice, mama, I won't say it's wrong, it's just sometimes less natural. I repeat the rule 4. Among the 3 components of Pinyin, 2 of them, the initial or the tone, are not always in need. Rule 5. Where to put the tone? The tone is only marked above the vowel. But when it's a vowel group, which one should be marked on? When we learned the 6 single vowels, a, o, i, u, yu, it's not a random order. It's approximately from a wider open mouth to a less open mouth. But what we care about here is that this order will determine which vowel the tone should be marked on. Let's see some examples. Ma, there is only one vowel, so the tone will certainly be marked above a. The next, mao, there are 2 vowels, so please look at the order in the vowel sequence. A is before o, so the tone should be marked above a. If there are 3 vowels, miao, the tone still belongs to a, because a is the number 1 in the sequence order. It's the big boss. The next one, guo, again, according to the sequence order, o is number 2, u is number 5, so the tone goes to o. Similarly, the next one, lei, the tone goes to and the same logic for the next one, sui. There is only one exception against this order. When I is before U, the tone will be given to number 5, U, instead of number 4, I. I think it's because I-U is actually I-O for short and pronounced yo, which we've learned as an exception in the lesson of finals. So among these 3 vowels, O certainly owns the tone. And when it becomes its short form, U gets the tone on behalf of O. Okay, this is rule 5. Please don't feel pressured about this rule. It's just a writing standard that you may take note of. Actually, the tone is not only for the marked vowel, but for the whole character's pronunciation. So wherever you put it, it will determine its tonal direction. Okay, those are all the rules of Pinyin I'd like to share with you. And this session is the last one for the phonetics. I hope you enjoyed the series, and thank you for your attention. See you next time. Bye.